The Canucks were the Canadian team that advanced the furthest in the NHL's bubble playoffs back in the summer, going further than most people thought they would. Of course, the Canucks are already a rival of the Edmonton Oilers in the Pacific Division, no matter who they put on the ice, whether it's the current crew of young stars like Brock Boeser, Elias Pettersson, and Bo Horvat, or whether it was the previous version that was led by the Sedin twins.
They're a team that's probably a little further along than expected. And I think that playoff experience did wonders for that hockey team. You can only get experience in the playoffs by playing playoff games, and I think that's where they're further along than the Edmonton Oilers are. The Oilers only played 4 play-in games, and they're out. Canucks went deep in the playoffs. They had a great playoff experience. They knocked off the defending Stanley Cup champions. You can't replicate that experience, and I think for that reason, the Canucks probably made huge strides this offseason.
Vancouver was already giving Edmonton some trouble in the regular season last year, and then of course what they accomplished in the playoffs, they became everybody's darlings. You know, they won around, they looked really good doing it. So Boeser and Horvat and Elias Pettersson, for my money, is one of the 4 or 5 most exciting players in the National Hockey League. There's a lot there, kind of rebuilding just like the Oilers were, and they very quietly with some key young guys who have a lot of character and a lot of sandpaper and can get things done in the playoffs. A lot of people think they passed the Oilers. The Oilers might have something to say about that.
They have lost more in the offseason, though, than some teams. They did manage to get Nate Schmidt from Vegas when Vegas didn't have any money, but they lost their number 1 goalie, and they lost a top 6 winger in Toffoli, and they lost Chris Tanev, their top 4 defensemen, to Calgary. So they lost 3 very integral pieces and only really replaced them with Nate Schmidt. So I don't think they'll be as strong, but I didn't think Vancouver was that strong last year going into the playoffs, and they got it together and they were very good. Excellent coach in Travis Green. Jim Benning's done a nice job as, putting the team together.
Goaltending, like in Calgary, is something that's changing in Vancouver, with longtime starter Jakob Markstrom moving in division to the Flames from the Canucks. Now it's Thatcher Demko in net. He opened a few eyes in the playoffs coming in for an injured Markstrom. And the Canucks have added Braden Holtby, a free agent coming from the Washington Capitals, just 2 years removed from a Stanley Cup victory as a starter.
The concern with Vancouver, of course, is that they're investing a lot in Thatcher Demko. And I mean, they brought in Holtby from Washington for some insurance, but goaltending is everything, and if you don't have it, it's even more than that. That's the one issue that people have. Demko was incredible in the playoffs, but can he sustain that for a full season or however many games they're going to play and beyond? Edmonton, they've got their guys, and love them or hate them, they're locked in with it appears to be Smith and Koskinen. And the fact that the GM was out there pushing hard for Markstrom tells you that Edmonton might not be entirely secure with who they have. In a goaltending battle, suddenly the Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver triangle is very interesting, with Calgary getting Markstrom and Vancouver with Demko and Holtby. Goaltending could be the deciding factor in which of those 3 teams comes out on top, because I'll throw Toronto in the mix, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to come down to one of those, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver in there for first or second.